Yeah, so guys, today we're gonna have the interview with Elon Musk and the guy from Robinhood. It's quite interesting. I want you guys to look at it because Elon Musk, he grills the guy. He doesn't waste time. He goes right for the jugular. So let's see.
Thanks for inviting me up. It's good to hang with all of you.
All right, Vlad. What really happened? Give us the inside scoop.
All right. Well, I was actually hoping that me up for the Fermi paradox part because this has been a very surreal weekend and week for me. One of the really great things is all the people coming out of the woodwork to offer support for the company, offer advice. So I got introduced today. And actually, I should say I just randomly downloaded Clubhouse a couple of days ago just to see what it was all about. So this is my first time literally using the app. But yeah, I got introduced to your friend Antonio, Elon, who had some good advice for me, and then introduced me to you. You had some great advice. And then I figured, I heard about this Clubhouse, and this has got to be part of the simulation. So I just thought, why not? So here I am. So I'm actually an adherent to the simulation hypothesis.
All right. Well, spill the beans, man. What happened last week? Why'd you stop people? Why couldn't people buy the GameStop shares? The people demand an answer, and they want to know the details and the truth.
Yep. Okay, so let me start by giving a little bit of background. So I'm the chief executive of Robinhood.
Yes.
Robinhood is actually I'll go through this quickly. Don't worry. This is important. It's actually a couple of companies. So there's an introducing broker dealer called Robinhood Financial, and that basically is the app that you know and love. It processes trades. You're a customer of Robinhood Financial. Then there's a clearing broker dealer, Robinhood Securities, that clears and settles the trades. And then we have Robinhood Crypto, which is our crypto business. All of these are kind of different entities that are differently operated. So basically Wednesday of last week, we just had, unprecedented volume, unprecedented load on the system. A lot of these, so-called meme stocks were, going viral on social media, and people were joining Robinhood, and there was a lot of net buy activity on them, as you guys all know. And Robinhood at this time, I think, was number one on the iOS App Store, and pretty close, if not number one, on Google Play as well. So just unprecedented activity. And so Thursday morning, right? So I'm sleeping, but at 3:30 a.m. Pacific, our operations team receives a file from the NSCC, which is the National Securities Clearing Corporation. So basically, as a clearing broker, and this is where Robinhood Securities comes in, we have to put up money to the NSCC based on some factors, including things like the volatility of the trading activity, concentration into certain securities, and this is the equities business. So it's based on stock trading and not options trading or anything else. So they give us a file with the deposit, and the request was around $3 billion, which is, about an order of magnitude more than what it typically is, right? So,
no. Why was that so high? Like, this seems like it sounds like this is an unprecedented increase in demand for capital. What formula did they use to calculate that?
Well, yeah, and just to give context, Robinhood up until that point has raised, a little bit, around $2 billion in total venture capital up until now. So it's a big number. Like $3 billion is a large number, right? So basically the details are we don't have the full details. It's a little bit of an opaque formula, but there's a component called the VAR of it, which is value at risk, and that's based on kind of some fairly quantitative things, although it's not fully transparent. So there are ways to reverse engineer it, but it's not kind of publicly shared. And then there's a special component, which is discretionary. So that kind of acts as a multiplier, and basically
discretionary meaning like it's just their opinion.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I mean, I'm sure there's definitely more than just their opinion, but basically,
well, I mean, I guess like
it's
what
based on growth.
What everyone wants to know is like, did something maybe shady go down here? It's like seems weird that you'd get a sudden $10 billion demand. You know, three in the morning. Sorry, how much?
Yeah, it was $3 billion US.
$3 billion. Okay, so it's $3 billion.
Yeah, around.
You know, just suddenly out of nowhere. And what percentage?
I wouldn't impute shadiness to it or anything like that. And actually, you know, the NSCC was reasonable subsequent to this, and you know they worked with us to actually lower it. So it was unprecedented activity. You know, I don't have the full context about you know what was going on in the NSCC to make these calculations, but yeah, essentially it was a large number.
Is anyone holding you hostage right now?
No, I'm okay.
So here Elon Musk is asking Robinhood, hardcore, is anybody holding you hostage right now? That's a pretty good question, because it's like it's so mysterious, right? Because here you got a trade that goes on, right? So basically the way it's set up is that the hedge fund can go crazy and buy like quarter trillions of stocks and go crazy and short stock and whatever the hell they want, right? But when it's time for the little guys to make money, there's always a restriction. Oh, we don't have liquidity. Why is it liquidity when it's the other side? Why not the other side? Because the hedge fund too, they go hard. The hedge fund goes hard. I mean the other side goes hard too. They buy a lot. There's a lot of volatility on the short side. So I don't understand. I'm not trying to blame Robinhood. I'm not saying that the guy is a crook, but it's like, okay, so now on this side, when you're trying to buy stock and you're trying to make money, you're a little guy. Now we don't have liquidity for you. It seems like an excuse, a very good excuse, a plausible excuse, but I do not like it. Because you never hear that when the hedge fund making money. You never hear a hedge fund that's making trillion and trillion dollars. Oh, we're making money too fast. We need liquidity. They're gonna get that liquidity if it's time for you to make money, because they're in the business of making money. They're gonna make it happen. So there's something wrong with the system. There's something wrong with the system. I don't think there's a way you can hide behind this and say that there's nothing wrong. There's something wrong, because when it's the other side, there's never a liquidity problem. It's only when the little guy buys stocks and oh no, now we have liquidity problem. What the hell is this?
Yeah. Thanks for asking. But anyway, so this was obviously nerve-wracking, and I actually was asleep at this point. You know, the operations team was fielding this at 3:00, and then you know, we got back, we put our heads together. You know, our chief operating officer basically said, "Look, let's call up the higher ups at the NSCC and kind of figure out what's going on. Maybe there's some way we can work with them." And basically, there was another call, and they lowered it to something like $1.4 billion from $3 billion. Okay. So, okay, we were making some progress, right? And then, but it's still a high number.
It's like, it's so complicated. So I think like those kind of interviews, it can only be done by extreme experts in finance that totally understand how those things work. Because this guy from Robinhood, in another interview, he said that he wasn't a liquidity problem, but here he's saying that they needed capital. They were, you know, they didn't meet the requirements, so it was a liquidity problem. So why are you lying? So you know, that looks suspicious to me. You know, so I don't know. So I might continue the rest of this, but I want to close this one for now. You can please subscribe to my channel if you want to learn more about this. I'm probably gonna have another video for the rest of this. Thank you.